what you'll see is a lesson put together. And I'm putting Andy where he's at. He's about 3 months into the program, 3, 4. And so it'll get you a sense once you're in the program where you're at. He started reading one syllable words, like fat and lat and chat, and he'd miss a couple words per sentence. We will be talking about the Shawitz's work and how she found that kids who have dyslexia, the word form area behind the ear is not firing. And so you can do all the sight words in the world, but they won't stick. And that you have to do very specific things to get that working. You got to use Broca's area, which sounds out words. And then when they sound it out, it goes to above the ear, Wernicke's area that goes, I know that word. So you sound it out, I know that word, you sound it out. And when you do that a long time, it fires the word form area and you sound out a word, you remember it.
Okay, we could talk about that.
It's a good job of summarizing the research.
All right.
Get rid of the "r."
All right.
Robots.
You got robots, the trouble with that, we do it. So Andy, are you ready?
Okay.
Okay.
Now I'm starting with Andy with advanced phonemic awareness. This is to check to see if a child has trouble orally with sounds. And I'm basically putting in sound, changing sounds at beginning, end, and middle.
Fact, Andy. Remove the what do you have? Good. You got fact. Remove the Okay. You got fact. Change the to an it.
Picked.
All right. You got truck. Remove the
Truck.
Got truck. Remove the
Truck.
All right. You're saying truck. I want no in front of it.
Ruck.
There, you got it. You got ruck. Change the to an ah.
So that's advanced phonemic awareness that you can do with kids who have severe phonological issues. I have it built into my program in the syllable work, not orally, but orally and concretely with the magnets. Okay. All right, let's go to the sounds.
All right, I'm going to give you remote control. Okay, go ahead, click the board. Show me you have control. Good. All right, I'll say the sound, you point to it. Are you ready?
So this is called mouth of sounds. This is how the lesson starts. Now, what you're doing with mouth is reteaching problems. So let's say you've just taught the diphthongs. You'll make sure you're saying it to mouth so they're hearing them correctly. And then let's say they had trouble with and yeah, and I'm saying it and having him point, so I know he's doing it correctly. So the mouth is always less than the point. It's basically hitting new stuff with problems. Okay.
Yes.
Good.
Good.
J. First row there.
J.
That's one J, and there's another J.
J.
Okay, and also in the top row, there's another J. There you go, J. Oh.
Oh.
Now, with Andy, we had been using my board, and for this broadcast, I use this. So he was unfamiliar with it. So you're going to see I'm going to do something, make it easier for him.
Right after the JK, okay, find K. Go to the O.
Oh.
All right, I forgot to do this. Go to the second row. Okay, we're going to work in that row now. Are you ready? Rrr. That's one. What's the other? Rrr. All right. V. X. Yeah.
Yeah.
Let's go to the vowels. I.
Eh.
A.
Ah.
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 I.
Eh.
E.
Ah.
Oi.
Oi.
And
Oi.
oh. Good. Ooh.
oo,
Owl.
ow, ow,
You were right. You have I want
So notice the correction is for mouth, you have, I want. So he went here for and I said, you have I want
Notice the correction is you have,
There
I
we go.
want.
Yeah.
It's a quick correction. All right, Andy, point to the suffix that means action. It's the red ones. There you go.
So now I'm still at mouth and I'm reviewing definitions of a few of the suffix.
What's that? The one that means past tense.
and,
And
and,
good. Point to the suffix that means most. What is that?
est,
How about more? So most is like the biggest. More is or bigger. How about the one that means full of
full,
and like?
lee,
That's as far as we got. All right. Now I'm going to take control. I'm going to click on the board, Andy. Let go of your marker. I'm going to point and you're going to say the sound.
Okay, so we're now moving to pointing,
Sounds to read
and the correction is said C for pointing.
sounds. Are you ready? Go ahead.
g, j, b,
You said "b." Is that what you see?
d,
D.
b, r, x, e,
You said "it." Is that what you see? Now I want it as a consonant.
e,
Yeah, it's a yeah. Say that with me. Yeah. Okay.
j,
So notice the mistake I keep coming back to.
Yeah. Read that.
and,
And?
and
That didn't. Good.
full,
It's full of bully.
no,
No. Now bullies are suffixes that make the vowels in front of them do what? Say their.
their name,
Yeah, they say their name. So that's not. Is this a bully?
yes,
So for reading, I'm having them just read the suffixes. Notice in mouth, I gave the definition. And then I'll occasionally ask if it's a bully or not, okay? All right, so we'll do a few suffixes. Now we go to the slide drill for soft C and G.
j, j, g, j,
Is that an E-I or Y?
g,
Good.
g,
All right. Good job.
So I already had done C, so I would have pulled the C as well, and he'd go for soft C and G. So notice mouth gets bigger. Initially, it's just the sounds for mouth, and then we add the definition of suffixes. And then for reading, initially I'm pointing to the sounds, but later I point to the suffixes and slide soft C and G. We're now in new concept, and it's going to be walkers.
What's this say?
Concept 13.
yeah,
All right. We're now moving to new concept. Andy, our next book is coming up next week, and it's going to have what's called the R family.
Oh, our family.
So we're going to introduce the R family now. We're about halfway through French Quarter Phantom, which dealing with open, closed, silent E. And
Okay, so I'm sorry, we're doing the R family. Now, when you're halfway through a book, okay, this is strange. When you're halfway through a book, all right, I don't want this. When you're halfway through a book, you want to be preparing the concept for the next book. And that's what I'm doing now, because we're going to get to that book in a couple of days. So I'm going to teach the R family. I'm going to speed this along. We're going to talk about, they all say and this is but two of them are teenagers and they want to do their teenage sound of R and or. And then the key thing is whenever I teach a group of sounds, I always do mouth and point to prepare for the next day. So mouth would be, once I taught it, I'd go or and he'd go to or, he'd go and R. And then point, I point and he reads them. That prepares us for the next day. Okay. All right. So that was the new concept, short and sweet. With me, are you ready? What would that be? Your other two R's. And then your R sound. Then or. Okay. All right. All the R's. Or. And R. All right, let go of your cursor. I'm going to click. I'm going to take control. What's this say?
Or.
You said Is that what you see?
R.
Okay.
R.
Okay, now, your next book is going to be called Time Tunnel. And it's going to have the new R family. So, I'm still a new concept. And I have a choice. I can go to the practice pages, which are the next pages. Or I can start working on some of the words in his next book that have R family. I chose for Andy, because he's advanced, to go ahead into the R family words here to prepare for the next book. I'm still a new concept. Learned it, we're going to prepare a few words ahead of time for that book to get prepared for the next book, which will be starting probably next Monday or Tuesday. All right, let's vowel tag this word. What's the A going to tag?
The A is gonna tag the O.
Okay. Actually, it tags the consonant right after it. What would it tag?
Oh, the B.
All right, what's that say?
Abnormal.
Okay. Now you called that A says what? So what would that be?
Abnormal.
Do you know what that word means?
Yes.
What's it mean?
It means something to not be normal.
Yeah, something's not normal. What's the next word?
Short.
Okay, next word.
Bunt.
Okay, you said bunt. Is that what you see? Look here at that you are. What is that? Okay, so we're reviewing a few R family words to practice the R family. So now, then we're out of concept, and the next thing we're going to be is in syllable work. Let's move. And this is mouth of syllables. Mirror it.
Flesh.
All right, start at the beginning, each sound.
F.
Okay. I guess I.
F.
Okay.
X.
You're at up. Okay, now finish the word. Drop that and finish the word.
O.
So, all right, good. What's the word?
X.
All right, you got flex. Make it flesh. Mirror it.
Flesh.
All right, start at the beginning, each sound.
F.
This is called step tracking, and he's stepping on each sound. Start twos and ones, twos, and beginning threes. This is what really unlocks the sound system. because he's reinforcing all the vowels. But notice he stepped on each one. Flesh, esh. Now he's making the change. Bottom row there. There you go. Flesh. Good. All right. We're going to make it klesh.
Flesh. Ash. Ash.
All right, Andy. We're now going to change that to kletch. What do I want?
Fletch. Ash.
Now, the only mistake Andy's not doing, he's not pushing the change with his, just up a little. All right, everybody. What might I say to Andy at this point? Because if I say you have kletch, I want kletch, that won't work. What do I say to him? Anybody?
You have kletch, I want kleck.
Okay, well, I do want kletch,
Kletch.
but there's a better spelling for that, right? How do I get
Is
that?
there another way?
Yeah.
Is there another way?
I will actually go a step further. Is that your best bet after a hungry vowel? Let's see.
Okay.
Are you happy with it?
Okay. With Andy, I'll pull it out of him. Are you happy with that?
Yes.
All right. Is at a hungry vowel?
No.
Is it a vowel by itself?
Yes.
What's it want when you got a vowel by itself?
The bigger piece.
Bigger piece, yeah. We could compare those to dessert, so it wants a bigger piece, which is the TCH. All right. Let's forget that right now. Okay, don't worry about that. I know you had it. Now, because of time, I'm going to move to reading. So I'm going to click. I'm going to take control. Are you ready? Say this syllable, Andy.
H.
No, just this right here. Well,
What?
let me get control. Okay. Now, I've confused you, so I'm going to start over. What does that say?
J.
Good. That's open. What's this say?
Jet.
What's this say?
J. Giant. Jet. Giant. Jar.
So this is a new syllable we introduced today. It's called our family. You know the open, closed, silent E. This is a new one called the our family. That would say jar. What would this say?
Jar.
Good. All right, let's go back to this. What's this say?
Jot.
This right here.
Jote. I mean,
Okay.
Joe.
Jote. Is that what you see?
Joe.
Good.
Job.
Excellent.
Oh, Joe.
Excellent. Okay, Andy. Now, this is used in talking about fiction. It's a type of story.
So I'm going to review tag and change.
Now, when we run into something like this, we tag it first. So the I is going to tag the M. And what does that make this word if we tag that M? What is that?
M. Axe. Colon. Axe.
You ever heard of climax? Like the climax of the story? No. So let's change the tag. and tag the I. Now what would it be?
Climax.
Do you ever hear of the climax of the story?
I've heard of that word.
Yeah. Climax is when the all the problems in the story are solved, is the climax of the story often. Okay. Good job. Now you have your whiteboard there.
Yes.
Okay. All right. Set it up on the chair.
So we could do spelling here. We could do it in Google Docs. We can do it in Pages. It'd be good with your working a kid to have a record. So it'd be good to do it in Google Docs or Pages. He's doing it on the whiteboard.
We could also do it here, but we're going to go ahead and do it on the whiteboard. We're now spelling real words.
Okay, we're just going to go about 10 more minutes, 5-10 minutes.
Okay, are you ready?
I gotta sneak off here. I gotta meet with the students.
Okay, go ahead.
I have a 6 o'clock also.
All
Thank
right,
you so
I'll tell you
much.
what we'll do is we'll pause here.
Okay.
I'll just conclude. We do spelling where he'll say the word fit and then say the sounds as he's writing it. We'll do like 6-8 words, and then we go to reading, doing pressure release and beat the clock. Right? 2-2-2 for pressure release and beat the clock. Okay? All right. It's great having you guys, and we'll see you
Thank
next
you.
week. Bye-bye.
Thanks.